We're the hub for motorsports. If you love racing, this is the place to be. Collier goes into turn one. Foxy wall rides!
He chest-aimed it! He's still chest-aiming it!
He's gonna do it. He can coast from here if he had to. It's unbelievable. Chris Stage, the gambler, off of turn 4 for the final time.
He does it!
He's gonna win. He's gonna do it through turns 3, off of turn 4. Redemption for the Iceman, Jamie Knopf. Your Nexus 499 champion is Garrett Gusso. He is the winner of the 499. Garrett Gusso, you are immortal. But it was a tie. It was a tie. Unbelievable. It was 1/1 millionth of a second, and now we're still side by side. Oh, contact is made. Hill is sideways. Does he save it? Does he save it? He's still sideways. He saves it. Still drifted to the center.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
How did he save that?
Now these good ridders get by him here and through the dog leg. He's not going to get there. That's not going to hurt him too
Oh
bad.
no, don't do that! As he gets into the lap car, we just saw Kevin LePage. Oh my gosh!
It looks like Kreider's going to continue to lead. Oh, as Williams is sideways. Big crash in the back. As it looks like Kreider's going to get turned out Underwood.
The 72!
Gaston wins. Into turn 3, Henderson on the bottom, Sisson on the outside. Contact might have been made. Here comes Tim Henderson's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to get it? They're still side by side. It's going to be Cessna wins it at the line. Unbelievable finish.
Down on the way outside, hitting the jumps on there. Oh, they're making contact. The 74, the 09. The 09 is way out in the booties. And they're looking, the 62's looking to the inside. We're side by side now. The action corner doesn't disappoint. James Pierce is in the wall. Logan is leading this race. 99 fighting very hard on the inside. Contact is made. The 99 gets dumped. The leader's wreck.
To take the dub, his first win in the National Tour 5 flags, George Oaks. And the show gives him the bumper business.
Oh, they wreck each other. It's the teammates. Oh my God. These guys. Oh, there comes Tim Henderson in it. Oh no, Steven's on the ground. Oh no, Steven. What happened?
And here comes Tim Henderson up on the outside. He grabs some wall. No. Coming to get the checker. First win of the season. Stephen Dillon as they wreck across the line. Incredible finish.
Truly appreciate everybody. We love you guys. This has been Thomas and Jay in the booth, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Hello, and welcome to the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 59. Tonight, we're going to cover some news, a lot of drama to cover tonight. We're recapping all the races this weekend, from the World Endurance Championship to NASCAR to Formula One. And then, we're going to give you our picks for the races this weekend, including IndyCar, which is back. We also have F1 racing this weekend, some NASCAR and ARCA action at Phoenix, and a little bit of VP Challenge Series stuff as well. It's going to be exciting. Also, we'll go over our NASCAR and Formula One fantasy, as well as our infamous, or famous, however you want to say it, Driver of the Week and Bonehead of the Week segments, as well as some extra stuff at the end here. We also have a new segment here for you guys tonight. Can't wait to bring that to you, so stay tuned. We don't know when it's going to happen during this course of this podcast, but it'll happen tonight. Just stick around and enjoy this great action. But first, I got Tom with me. Tom, how are you doing, my guy?
I'm great. I am ready for another action-packed Tuesday, ready to talk about some talkings in the talking world.
Yes. There's a lot of drama to cover here tonight. So, First off, we're going to get right into the news here. I'm going to save the important talking point here for a little bit. We'll talk about it, sprinkle it in here. The major news. We've kind of held off talking about it, so just bear with us here for a minute. First off, though, Pato Ward signs a multi-year extension with McLaren, either with IndyCar and or Formula One. Your thoughts, Tom?
So I mean, he's never gonna drive an F1. He's not. It's not. I don't ever see it with as much of a snake as Zach Brown is. I mean, come on. It's just not gonna happen. What do I expect out of it? Another 4 years of disappointment. Probably. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I don't think he's ever going to drive in Formula One. I mean, at all. We've been saying this for the last year. Like, McLaren drivers are awesome, but like the whole McLaren team, Zach Brown, all the freaking clownery that goes along with that. Good luck to Pato. That's all I'm going to say. Can he win races? Yes. Will he? Will the team not be a clown show? It's yet to be seen. So whatever. There it is for Pato. I also got Spartan Clown chat. It says, who are these guys? We're the Dega Boys. Alrighty. Bubba Pollard is also announced that he's going to be making an Xfinity Series debut for Junior Motorsports at Richmond. Wow. Interesting. I feel like this has been a long time coming.
That's a W. That's a big W.
Yeah. I think Josh Berry opened the window up for all these guys.
Well, good. Josh Berry is mediocre and great equipment, at best.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with all the super late model guys we've been seeing move up into part-time rides, either in the truck, Xfinity. I mean, it's kind of cool to see that there's another option to getting to the Cup Series, and it's like grassroots, man. It's grassroots the way it was supposed to be, not rich guys' money, So it's good. Also, HMS, Hendrick Motorsports, announced 10-race deal in the Xfinity Series this year with the number 17 car, including 5 different drivers, all 4 of their Cup drivers, Larson, Byron, Bowman, and Elliott, as well as Boris Said, of all people, in the Sonoma race. I don't know, man, about you, but this guy just needs to hang it up, man. He has been doing this too long. Every time he runs a race in NASCAR, it's like, this is the best freaking road driver ever. And he is the man, whatever. And he's only won one race in his entire lifespan, dude. Like, I don't know. Hang it up, Boris. Hang it up.
I'm surprised he landed that, to be honest with you. Honestly. I mean, I'm not talking bad about him or nothing. I mean, in his heyday with being the road course ringer, he wasn't too bad. But like, I don't know. If he would have gotten like a Joey Gase seat, all right, cool, whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Am I just like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
No, I'm with you. I think it's comical, man, with Hendrick Motorsports, but I don't know. It's not like he's not gonna win, dude. Like the only Boris Said moments I can honestly remember is that drag race to line with I think it was Marcus Ambrose at Montreal that one year. And then the other moment was him and Greg Biffle getting at it at one of the races. Those are the only two Boris Said moments of all the time. Yeah, get the Watkins Glen race. Yeah. Other than that, he's been a non-factor at his entire NASCAR career.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what to say either. Oh, man. Alrighty, let's talk about some IndyCar news here. Dale Coyne Racing. They haven't seen him at all during the offseason. Me and Tom kind of counted them out. We didn't think they were going to race at all. Then they show up at a random test at Sebring with Jack Harvey and Colin Brown. And then they go and announce that they're going to be running full-time. They're going to have Jack Harvey on a part-time schedule for 14 races with Dale Coyne. And then Colin Brown's going to run the opening 2 rounds, which really 1.5 because Thermal Club is an all-star event. But, I mean, your thoughts? I don't know what to think about this. I mean, it's Dale Coyne. Dale Coyne is the Williams of IndyCar. Like you're like happy they're there, but are they gonna do anything?
Yeah, but they're really weird organization, right? Like they're so tight with their money. But I remember 2017 when I was still racing in or as a mechanic in IndyCar, they came out guns a-blazing. They were winning races left and right with Sebastian Bourdais and getting great finishes. Like, the last team you go and walk down the paddock, and they've got the most raggedy war wagon you could freaking imagine. I mean, it's like from the 80s, bro. Like, they're, so when they go and put these, and this is no offense to the mechanics, okay, at all. They are great people, okay? But some of the stuff they put on track is some of the most raggedy freaking cars I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you could go to an ARCA West race, where they're still racing the last gen bodies, and they look better than those Del Coin cars. You know what I mean? But like, the performance was unbelievable. Now they tapered off in the past couple of years, but what I would say is they probably saved a lot of money with all these different drivers that's just jumping in the seat and whatever. And they put all that money, like what they did in 2017, they put all that money into their shock development program. And I would not be surprised if we saw a Del Coin car finish in the top 5 at St. Petersburg.
Dang, that's bold.
I would not.
Yeah, who's it going to be, Jack Harvey or Colin Brown? Because I am a huge fan of Colin Brown. I don't know, though. That's a partnership with Rick Ware. I don't know what to think about that.
I would probably say Colin Braun. I really would. Jack Harvey, though, is not too far off. I don't think so. And I think the only thing that's kind of worrying me of choosing Colin Braun over Jack Harvey has just been his last performances in IndyCar. And that's it. That's it. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, like if he was doing good at Rahal, I mean, obviously he'd still be there. But I would choose Jack Harvey. But I'll go with Colin Braun. Just because he's just so freaking good. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what car he gets in either.
Right. Yeah. And I agree. And I like Colin Brown. I think he's an exceptional talent. It'll be interesting. Like you said, experience is going to be key there for Harvey over Brown. But we'll see. We'll talk about that more here at the end of this podcast when we give you our predictions for this weekend's races. But big announcement here in the IndyCar world, the Thermal Club All-Star event. Excuse me. We've been hyping this up on this channel ever since it was announced. And the ticket prices were skyrocket. Like F1-esque ticket prices. Like I think they're like $2,000 a ticket because there was such a limited amount of seats or availability to get into the race. Well, the county came out and said, hey, we're going to allow more people to attend this race. So what does IndyCar do? They go out and lower the price of the tickets. And not only that, they go out and refund all the people that had bought tickets, 75% refund on their tickets. Big dub by IndyCar. This is unbelievable. Yes. They could have taken this and turned this into a Big Daddy NASCAR moment, but they actually did a big dub here. I love it. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think if we can get more people bought in to this All-Star event, this could open up avenues for IndyCar to experiment with so many things in the near future. I think this is going to be a huge win for the IndyCar series.
And I think that this whole ordeal with the county helping out with the race and whatever is such a W, and it's just not being talked about. Like, that is something that is such a huge win. I mean, obviously we got articles on it and whatnot, but like, that should be headlining, anything IndyCar right now. I seriously, like, that is the coolest thing done for IndyCar motorsports right now.
Well, especially in the state of California where they're tearing down tracks left and right.
Yep.
I mean, we saw what happened to Auto Club. The people are over Laguna Seca. That thing is on the fritz right now with that county. So for this track in this county to just be like, hey, this is an amazing opportunity for not only IndyCar but for us. Like, we're bringing IndyCar to a private club. Like, this is going to create some buzz around our county, our racing circuit. I think huge dub. I'm super excited for this. This race is going to be awesome. I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know what's going to happen in this race, but I think it's going to be a success no matter how you slice it. I don't see how we could fail here.
No, you can't.
Alrighty. I think it's time. Oh, one more thing, real quick. I'm super excited for this news. I read this today and I was like, oh my God. Yes. So, Jack Hawksworth, he races for Lexus in the IMSA series and the GTD Pro series. He is going to be making his truck series debut at COTA for Tricon. Yes, dude. Big dub. This is a guy I think could win at that race. I really do.
Toyota is just making W moves left and right. I mean, that is the best organization to be a part of right now. If you have an opportunity to go to Toyota, and you also had an opportunity to Chevrolet or Ford, I'd go Toyota all day long. All day long. You've got cross-platform integrations with each other. I mean, you got an IMSA guy coming over to the truck series now, running Toyota equipment. I mean, Toyota is so damn good in NASCAR right now, and they're really good in IMSA, So it's just like, honestly, Toyota as a company right now, as an organization, W.
Yes. Well, and then we got the Mobile One sponsorship where they're investing a ton of money into Toyota.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Toyota Performance. Yeah. I believe, I might be wrong about this, but I believe that Joe Gibbs is actually building a new Toyota, paying them to build a new engine development program there in California right now. So there's an up. IMSA, or Toyota's getting NASCAR drivers to go run IMSA races. We saw that with Bubba Wallace and John Hunter Nemechek at the Pilot Challenge race there at Daytona. Like, they are cross-platforming this, giving each other tons of opportunities. I mean, it's Toyota, like you said, man. That's the place to be. They're just taking dub after dub right now. It's awesome to see. Alrighty, I think it's time to get into it, Tom. I think it's time to get into it. We tried to hold this off till about this point in the podcast, but Christian Horner news. Where do you want to begin this, Tom, or do you want me to begin this? How do you want to go about this?
Okay. You go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
And I'll follow up.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, if you guys aren't aware, Christian Horner, team principal, owner / mogul, rich dude for Red Bull, got reports that he sent what, I don't even know how to say this, sexually motivated text to a female coworker, media person, something to that effect. Didn't get a lot of details. F1 decides that we're going to look into this, and then they decide they're not going to look into it, so Red Bull's going to do their own investigation, and basically at the end of the day, Christian Horner's cleared of all wrongdoing. Everything was washed right under the rug. And then Ford, who's trying to get in with Red Bull in Formula 1 in 2026, they're all mad about it because they don't feel like there's enough transparency there. So now they're trying to back out of their contract deals. Then you've got Max Verstappen's dad going out and wanting this to be looked into even more because apparently this was the person that these images were sent to was a former lover or something of Verstappen's dad, which was part of a love triangle affair with Christian Horner. Just a big mess there. Oh, man. And then you've got Zach Brown, the clown of all clowns, Toto Wolff, getting at Formula One and the FIA to look into this deeper because they don't think there's enough transparency there. Basically turning into cannibalism in itself when they were banned together like 2 months ago trying to get Andretti out of the way to not join Formula One. So it's just a big mess. I mean, I don't even know what to say. My thought is here, Tom, I really don't care about what happened with Christian Horner and this whole deal. I guess it's bad. Whatever. You can make your own opinions about the whole thing that he did. Whatever. But my thought is everybody's too soft. But the reason I want him to go down for this is because he is the ultimate person that led the charge on getting Andretti unaccepted into Formula One. If it was up to Christian Horner, we'd have like 6 teams on the grid for the rest of the time. This guy is an absolute two-faced clown, lying, trying to keep his assets, trying to keep his money, doing shady things. Him and Toto Wolff, Zach Brown are all buddy until they turn on each other, and then it's this big drama show, and it's what is going on here in the Formula One world. I'll let you talk, and then I want to talk about this next point. So give us your opinion, Tom.
So I actually saw some of the things that he text messaged to her or to his personal manager or whatever the British fucking call it. But it was actually quite comical to see how soft Christian Horner is. That is a very soft individual. That is somebody that you would go out on the street and be like, this guy has little man syndrome. He'll go on TV all day long. Iconic 2023 Christian Horner. Fix your effing car! And it's like, and he's putting on this big old tough act, but then he goes and messages some chick and, oh, I'm embarrassed about what I'm talking to you about. I'm so sorry. Can you please delete these messages? Oh my god, dude. Grow a freaking pair. Jesus. It's like watching the Housewives of Orange County. I swear, this is just... I'll save that for later because we got a great segment for that. But it is unbelievable just how comical this is. And to what you said, Jay, about this man leading the charge against Andretti. This guy can go sit on a freaking cucumber for all I care. He probably eats corn on the cob the long way anyways. Seriously. It's soft. Soft.
Yeah, what's the old adage about eating food? You take your mouth to the food, not the food to your mouth. That's how he eats bananas. Yes. And then what makes this even better? So this is all Formula One, Red Bull washing this under the rug for their own political money gain that they've got going on here. So then reports come out last night that the Formula One director, Ben Sulayem, gets reported that he was manipulating the race last year at Jeddah. You remember when, what was it, the penalty that Fernando Alonso had, came back to pit lane, and then they had to do like the 5 seconds before they could put the tires on, and they ended up timing it out, and he was like 0.1 second too early before making the pit stop, so they gave him the 10-second penalty. Then they come back and rescind it later after the fact. They're saying, so he is getting accused of basically manipulating that whole thing and getting that penalty banished and expired. And then it gets even better. So that was, people weren't buying into that enough. So they come out this morning and double down and say, no, you know what he was doing now is he got the Formula, or he didn't want to homologate the Las Vegas Grand Prix. F1, the company that owns F1, put all this money into making this event happen. They invested all this money in building the garages, the paddocks, the starting grid, everything, putting the circuit together, all of the money and infrastructure to build this circuit. And the F1 director didn't want to homologate the event for safety reasons. So then they come back at him and say, he was doing all the wrong things here. This race should have been homologated. We had to go through all this red tape to get it homologated. It's like the biggest distraction just to get away from this Christian Horner nonsense. Man. It's terrible. Oh my goodness. Do we see Formula One survive this? Like, what is happening?
Yeah. I mean, whatever Roman Protestant church money they got, they'll use it, but I think we need to come up with a new saying to rival Big Daddy NASCAR.
But it's hard because it can't be FIA, because right now Formula One, FIA are like at each other's throats, and I think it all stems from the Andretti thing. F1 or FIA wanted Andretti, Formula One didn't. They got at each other, and then the whole thing with Christian Horner happened. So FIA is like, we got one up on you now, guys. And so then Formula One comes around and turns it on them with the director of the FIA. It's a damn civil war between these two groups, man.
We should name it like, I don't know,
The Real Housewives of Formula One. I don't even know. It's a joke, man. It's absolutely freaking drama.
It's almost manufactured.
It's
almost
gotta
feels
be.
manufactured. It really does. Almost feels manufactured.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know what's gonna happen next. I mean, I check my news feed every day and I'm like, what's gonna be the next stupid thing to come out of the world of Formula One? Oh man.
Who knows?
Alrighty. Well, we kind of precursored a new segment here. So we will be back in a short moment for our new segment.
Ah.
Alrighty, we are back for the conspiracy moment here on the Dega Boys channel. My conspiracy moment of this week is, I believe that NASCAR paid Dale Jr. to leave NBC to go to Amazon Prime because NASCAR fans aren't buying into the streaming platforms. So now that NASCAR Jesus is going to a streaming platform, the NASCAR fans are going to be buying in.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. I think that this whole Christian Horner F1 drama is manufactured, and all the drama surrounding it increasing in hopes, or F1 hopes that they can corral more 40-year-old white women who are addicted to drinking red wine.
And there you have it. This has been this week's conspiracy moment. Alrighty, we are back. We are going to be now recapping this weekend's races with the Truck Xfinity Cup at Vegas, the World Endurance Championship at Qatar, and Formula 1 and Formula 2 in Bahrain for the secure Bahrain Grand Prix weekends. First off, Friday night was the truck race. The Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 saw Rajah Caruth qualify on pole. The only real incident in this race was a lap 3 crash by Bailey Curry. No other drama after that. Ty Majeski took control of this race. He wins stage 1 and stage 2. And then the final stage played out strategy-wise. We finally have gotten a good race this year. Like, all 3 races. This will be the theme of the night right here with NASCAR. Finally, we get some freaking racing back in NASCAR. We got the E out of it, man. We got the R back, man. It was great. So this weekend, Rajah Caruth in the final stage just absolutely executed the strategy great. He had the pace right at the right time in this race at the end. He goes on and wins his first career race. Tom, this was your dark horse. Show him some love, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, my heart was racing and I was yelling at the TV and I was like screaming up and down because, man, I feel like we are probably some of the lone crowd that cheers for this guy, and I just, man, that was a great night. Although it started at 9 p.m. Eastern, which blows, but I didn't really care afterwards because that was just phenomenal.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I was in the Nexus Sim Racing chat watching the race with all them boys, and we're getting to the end of the race, and Rajah finally gets the lead through the strategy, and I'm just like, come on, Rajah. Like, and everybody in the chat was cheering for Rajah. It was just a great moment. We all bonded there for a minute with Rajah. It was great. This guy, man, what was it last year at Kansas when he made that block on his teammate, or what was it, Majeski at the time? When the race at Enfinger won, him and Enfinger had the best 2 cars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He tried to make that block on the front stretch at Kansas to block Majeski, put himself in the wall.
Yeah.
And it was from that moment on, the way he responded to that whole situation, I was like, this guy is a future NASCAR champion. Like, this guy has what it takes. He's got He's got the know-how, he's got the brains, he's got the driving ability. He doesn't let the moments get too big for him. This guy's going to be the next big thing. And Tom led the charge all offseason. I was right there with him, but not as loud and proud as Tom was this offseason. But man, I felt good for Raja. I felt good for Tom because Tom's been telling us all for the last year and a half that Raja's gonna win races. He's gonna be a competitor for the championship, and he got her done this weekend. What a great way to kick off the season. We got Nick Sanchez, which was the guy I pushed all off season. He wins Daytona, and then we have Raja, who Tom pushed all off season. He wins race 3. So what a way to start the year. It's like we know something or something. It's like we pay attention or something.
You know, I just wake up and I piss excellence.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. My IMSA lineup was terrible for the 24 hours.
Yeah.
23, 58, 36. Sorry.
Yeah. It's been hit and miss for me as well, dude. Like, I'll have a good weekend and a bad one. So it is what it is. Alrighty. And then Friday and then Saturday morning there for the Formula 2, the Secure Sprint Race and Grand Prix. The first one, Maloney. I want to talk about this guy right here. Zane Maloney. This guy is already putting a stamp on this 2023 season. He is literally Max Verstappen it. He starts P8 in the sprint race, in a 23-lap race, drives from P8 to the win. Unbelievable race he had. He was just cutting through those guys, had pace, making smart, mature moves. This guy last year was never really a factor at all. He was an afterthought in Formula 2. This season, wins a sprint race from P8 to the win. And then in the Bahrain, the Secure Grand Prix, the Formula 2 finale, Bortoleto, who was your Formula 3 champion, he starts this race on pole. Lap 1, he gets into Hadjar, turns him around in front of the field. A veteran, smart move here by Maloney. He finds a way to navigate through, takes the lead, goes on to win the race. Unbelievable again. Zane Maloney. He's 2 for 2 in 2024 for the Formula 2 series. Unbelievable. Anything you want to add? Is he a championship favorite? I thought it was going to be Behrman. I would have put money on Behrman to be the guy this year.
I thought with a last name like that, it'd be all baloney. But proved me wrong again.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. I think he should just go by Zane, honestly. Like, I mean, if you got the name Zane, you're destined for greatness in racing.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, dude. Unbelievable. And he didn't just win these races. Like, he dominated. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we'll have to see what he does in upcoming races. We'll talk about that later on as we go. But he's got to be. He's started this year off like Rasmussen did last year in the Indy NXT. Like, it is unbelievable how he started this season. I think it's just destined for the championship at this point.
Yeah.
But it's still early. I mean, anything can happen. It's Formula 2. So, all right. Now, Saturday, early morning, we had the F1 Bahrain Grand Prix, which saw Verstappen on pole and Verstappen win the race in dominating fashion. Surprise, surprise. Also, Sergio Perez, P3, and then Carlos Sainz rounds out your podium. Biggest takeaways of this race, though. Sauber. Did you see that coming from Sauber? Unbelievable. I didn't think Joe was that good of a driver. He impressed the hell out of me this week.
No, I didn't expect it at all. Not even a little bit. Because I really thought Alpine was going to be showing up and having some absolute muscles to flex. But I think that's your next talking point.
Yeah. So Alpine was absolute dog water. Unbelievable.
Hot dog water. That's like boiling the hot dogs on your stove, throwing out the hot dogs and drinking the water. That is how bad it was. I mean, I couldn't even imagine what it would have been like to be a crew member that weekend. That was embarrassing. Embarrassing. Good Lord.
I did not see that coming. I would have, if I was a betting man, I would put all my money on Alpine, and I would have thought Sauber company green team was going to just do terrible, but they reversed roles. It was unbelievable. I literally came on here confidently telling you guys that we were going to see Alpines both in the top 10, potentially even battling in the top 6 at the end of this thing. And they didn't even finish 18th, 16th. Like, what? Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Terrible. And the other things to talk about here. Perez. Wow. Perez, he's on the hot seat. Tom has been saying this all offseason. Perez is on the hot seat. What did he do this weekend? Just drove an amazing race. Holy cow. I think honestly, you could almost say he was the driver of the race. I mean, the way some of the moves he made was amazing.
He did that last year.
That's true.
He did it last year.
That's true.
Just, what was it? The 5th race in is when it started to all fall apart?
Monaco on was over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Another one.
I'm just saying, I mean, Perez is going to come out with guns a-blazing, and then he's probably going to get in his head, and he's going to think, oh, I got this in the bag, and then it's all going to go downhill again. And then Daniel Ricciardo, the Ricky man.
There it is. The other one here, though, that I want to talk about as well is Ferrari. So, Ferrari, I guess I put too much stock in Ferrari. I really did, man. So, we go into preseason testing, and Ferrari is the team to beat. They've got the best cars. Tom and me came on here on the podcast last week, and we're like, you know what? It's only going to go two ways with Ferrari. They're either going to be really damn good, compete with the Red Bulls at the top, because maybe the Red Bulls are showing their cards, or Red Bull's hiding something. They're going to go out and dominate, and Ferrari's going to be same old Ferrari. And it was the latter. Ferrari was nothing in this race. Sainz outperformed Charles Leclerc. I didn't see that coming at all. I would have said Charles Leclerc P2 at the worst this weekend. He didn't even, I think he finished, P5? 6? I mean, really had no pace. Sainz was leading the charge there. And Sainz, again, like Perez, he's on the hot seat. You don't know where he's going in 2025. This is an audition year for him. What a way to start the year. I like Perez and Sainz. Amazing drives.
Yeah. I think there's also another thing to talk about here, though, Jay, is the little battle that we saw between teammates with Ricciardo and Tsunoda after the race. Because that's surprising, honestly. Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo was the duo to lead content for F1. Everybody was predicting, and they had a really bad showing. Really bad. They were calling each other names and all the such, and after the race, Yuki Tsunoda dive bombed Ricciardo after the S's coming downhill into the hairpin. What would it be? 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. And locked him all up, and Ricciardo drove right by him again, and then Tsunoda drove on the outside of the track to pass Ricciardo back, like trying to make a statement or something on the cooldown lap. I mean, it was weird. Well, I know why. It's because of what the team orders were, but Yuki Tsunoda was mad because he had the same pace as Ricciardo, but the team wanted Ricciardo to pass him to see if he could do better, but he couldn't do better because Yuki Tsunoda was caught behind Magnussen, and Ricciardo couldn't get around him either. So, I can see where Yuki Tsunoda's coming from, but at the time, bro, you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know Ricciardo wasn't going to be able to pass him. But, I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, it's interesting drama. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Maybe some jealousy because Tsunoda's been with that RB, Cash App, Visa, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri,
ABC,
RB, team for a while now. And Ricciardo jumps back in here, and he's potentially looking at the next Red Bull seat when Perez is out. And Yuki, maybe he's feeling a little jealous. Maybe he's like, damn, like I thought I was the one in line for that, you know? I don't know.
Naka, you about to get on the back burner.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sainz 2.0.
Yep. Yeah, there you have it. So that was the Formula One Grand Prix. The point standings after this race, Verstappen wins the race, gets max points, plus he got the fastest lap of the race. So he's got 26 points. Perez, P2 with 18 points, and Sainz is P3 with 15 points. So that is the Formula One standings for your top three. Constructors, though, we got Red Bull at the top with 44 points. Ferrari, P2 with 27 points, and then Mercedes, P3 with 16 points. So that's going to be interesting to see how that progresses. But we're racing again this weekend. We'll talk about that here more in a minute. Alrighty, Tom. I want to talk about the World Endurance Championship. The Qatar 12 kilometer race there, the season opener. There's a lot I want to talk about. The number 5 Porsche with Matty Campbell behind the wheel, they end up qualifying on pole. And then the number 81 TF Corvette qualifies on pole in the LMGT3 class. Biggest takeaways for this race. Porsche dominates. I mean, that's about all you can say.
That was
Porsche dominates. Porsche dominates. The major incidents in this race, Mick Schumacher, Matty Campbell both have a little bit of an off-road gravel excursion during this race. So those two drivers are going to be nominated for Bonehead of the Week. The Mick Schumacher one is the best, though. He's going through the S section, and his car, it looks like it just beeline straight through the gravel. I can't believe he didn't get that thing stuck, man. He's all freaking off-roading that thing, like hitting the jumps, dude. It was awesome. So him and then Matty Campbell obviously lost a ton of time when he went through the gravel trap. So we'll nominate those two guys for Bonehead of the Week. Also, there was a moment in this race where the Ferrari's rear wing came off. And there was a cool onboard where the guy see the wing fly off and he just like does a little dart move to avoid it. That was interesting. Interesting as hell. And then another moment in this race here. Oh my goodness. I don't know how this isn't a penalty. And this will lead on to my next point here. I believe it's the 51 Porsche ends up going off of the final turn, and the Protons behind him gets a good run, and the Ferrari just proceeds to just run the Porsche all the way down to the pit wall. It just pinned him down right there at the pit wall. What is going on? Why is that not a penalty? What are we thinking, Tom? How is that okay?
Big Daddy.
We're lucky that neither of those guys got really seriously injured, man. That could have been very bad. Very bad scenario there.
It's time to take off the pit road walls at all the racetracks.
Or we can just do what they do with IndyCar, where you can't force somebody below line, I don't know.
That makes too much sense.
You're not wrong. Oh my gosh. This leads me to my final 2 points here. I've got a little bit of a rant I want to go on here, but I want to get this out first. So, the end of this race, we saw the number 6 Porsche Penske, who goes on to win the race. They're running in the lead. Peugeot is running P2. With about 2 to go, we go across the start finish line. Peugeot's still leading into turn 1. They run out of fuel. Then they try to tool and coast all the way back around the track. We're unable to make it. So they had to be pushed back to the pit lane or whatever by the end of the race. FIA then comes out and disqualifies the Peugeot because they didn't make it back to pit lane on their own power. What is happening with this, Tom? Why is this happening? What? Again, I mean, I know what you're going to say, but come on. There's got to be some justification here.
It's because it's Peugeot. It's the French. That's why. That's why. Look, FIA's only just giving them or doing them a favor by allowing them to throw the white flag. Most of the time, they just don't allow them because they finish the race. I mean, even if they're crappy, they still have the will to finish the race. But FIA was just like,
Well, the FIA is French too, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, they are. Maybe they had a little collaboration at the beginning of the race, and they're like, "Hey, we need some white flag action up in this."
Oh my goodness!
Can't have a French flag on the podium. That's not normal for us.
Yeah, so they get DQ'd for running P2, so that allows the number 12 Jota to take P2, and then the number 5 Penske Porsche takes P3. That's your podium for the weekend. And then also, just to mention, at Manthey, Porsche also wins the LMGT3 class. But my biggest takeaway here, Tom, and this is why I'm really upset, and I'm going to lead off with this, because this is the way that it needs to be said.
Ford sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was jumping the gun there.
Yeah, no. I like where you're headed with that, but we'll save that for after this. So my biggest takeaway, I guess this is the way I want to start this, is I do not care if Toyota wins every race. I don't care if Toyota loses every race. I do not care. I am not a Toyota homer. It doesn't mean one way or the other to me. I don't care. But we've seen the last 2 seasons that Toyota GR010 has just been dominant in the World Endurance Championship. And it has been apparent that it has been dominant. It won every race last year besides the 24-hour Le Mans. My biggest takeaway here, though, we talked about this last week. They get a double BOP hit. They get a power reduction and a weight added to their vehicle because they are too dominant. But the problem is they're stuck with the GR010 for 3 seasons. The World Endurance Championship has a rule in, if you build a hypercar, you have to submit your platform and you have to run it for 3 years. That's why we see Peugeot without a wing. They can't put a wing on it till next year. That'll be their 3rd year of this hypercar program. So my biggest takeaway is Toyota has been your benchmark team. They are the team to beat. Racing is all about trying to chase the carrot. You're the rabbit chasing the carrot. Why are we punishing a team? They absolutely neutered the Toyota GR010. It is destroyed. It's ruined. It's ruined. They had no pace all weekend. Qualifying, they were terrible. Terrible in the race. How do you go from being the dominant car to being a mid-pack team in 1 year? The double BOP hit that the World Endurance Championship did. And the problem is, too, is who dominated this weekend? Porsche. Who has the lowest BOP? Porsche. Everything was to benefit Porsche. I don't know if Roger Penske has something to do with this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Joda and Porsche and the 963, I don't know what they're doing or who they're paying off. But this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I want to see a legit race with Toyota being your benchmark. And let's see somebody beat them. Come on. Let's not just neuter their car and then let everybody else win. That's not how racing works, man. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts to that, Tom?
Well, in the world of diversity or equalness that we live in now, that's fair. That's fair. They've won enough. Let somebody else win. Especially Porsche. Porsche really needs it. Yeah. Yeah, it would be a lot better if they would just take off all the BOPs for Peugeot and just see what they could do. But we already covered that white flag. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already covered that. So, I don't know how I think about it. We already covered it in last podcast. You got to do what Braun or what the FIA did with Braun. They did it right. The FIA did it right then in 2009. But did they royally screw it up? I mean, Toyota's done this here. I wouldn't even show up if I was Toyota, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I am a Toyota Hummer. I like what Toyota's doing. I think they're a main driver in motorsports today. And if I was Toyota, I'd say, screw you guys. I'm not going to waste my money going here. That's crap. Sorry. Yeah. We'll go to IMSA.
Yeah. Build a new platform for 2025 and send it again. I mean, what else are you going to do? This car's done. It's done. There's nothing they can do. They're stuck with it for the rest of the year. Yep.
It is crap.
So, yeah, so unfortunate. Alrighty. Oh, wait. Quick point standings in the World Endurance Championship. We have the number 6 Porsche. They were the winners. They are leading the points. It's with Estrie, Vanthor, and Latour with 25. The number 12 Jota with Callum Ilott, which I want to show this real quick. Callum Ilott did a fantastic week. He was one of the quickest in practice. He was one of the quickest in qualifying and ran a fantastic race when he was in his stints. So I'm going to nominate him as a driver of the week. What a phenomenal drive. And I'm a huge Callum Ilott fan. Yes.
What a G.
Yes. So he'll be nominated for driver of the week here this week. And then also Nato and Stevens are his teammates. They're second in points with 18. And then the number 5 Porsche with old Matty Campbell.
Old Matty.
He's going to be boning out a move of the week this week, but he's had a phenomenal season thus far with the Daytona Rolex 23, 58, 36 win, and then the Bathurst 12-hour win. So he started off good. He qualified on pole. I mean, he did a great job. But they go P3 with him and Christensen and Machiavecchi. They are currently P3 in points with 15. So that will be your World Endurance Championship points after round 1. Next, we're going to talk about the Xfinity Series, the Layuna. And that's the name of the race. Don't ask me. That's just what they called it. We saw Chandler Smith qualify on pole. We also saw Chandler Smith win stage 1 and 2, but Nemechek mastered the stage 3 strategy. I believe that they did a little bit of an overcut, which was surprising, but it worked out phenomenally there at the end, and they go on to win the race. And like I said with the truck race, finally, we have a good race. Strategy played into it. We saw comers and goers, and that's what I'll talk about with the Cup race as well. Great, phenomenal race. Chandler Smith, you're on the verge, man. You're on the verge. My biggest takeaways, though, Creed and Jesse Love, man, they missed their setups this weekend. They were just not there on speed
Trash.
at all.
Garbage.
Yeah, threw me off completely. Is there anything else?
Like Creed was running like P13 the whole race.
Yeah, and then I
right?
think it finished like P17 or 18 at the end of it. I mean, they
terrible.
just no speed.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yep. It would have been a phenomenal race. The Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series would have been out of this world if there was no freaking stage cautions. That right there, in my opinion, could have had this race at an A+ to a C. I give these races a C still, because yes, we got a little bit in stage 3, but everybody's just going balls to the walls for freaking 40, 60, 80 laps in their stages, and then we get a real race for 100 laps.
Yeah.
That's cool, whatever. I mean, who cares? Honestly, I just want to see some strategy, man. I'm so tired of this manufactured balls to the walls all the time. There's no action because everybody's mastered it now. Everybody hangs back, gets in a single file, and then makes their passes, I don't know. Stages freaking suck.
Yeah, I agree. Well, this is my thought. I've been holding on to this one for a while, but this is my thought. With the Cup Series, why don't we just shrink the races to Xfinity-style length races? We put it on a streaming platform. You pay the premium package. You get commercial-free racing, and it fits in a 2.5-hour block. You only do commercials during cautions. That would work. But will we ever see that? No. Unfortunately.
No.
That's a pipe dream. But you're right. Stage cautions are ruining NASCAR. 100%. And that's why I want to talk about with the Cup race as well. So in the Cup race, the Pennzoil 400, Logano qualifies on pole, and then in Logano-esque 2023 fashion, he just disappears for the rest of the race. We had a caution early. Bell had a flat tire in like the first 10 laps of this race. Like, what? Are they getting that aggressive with the freaking the setups on these cars? I mean, what is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
This is what we said last year with Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, though, right? Is each team, they've got an A car that they give to somebody each week. Then they got like a B car that's pretty close. And then they have an experimental car. I feel like they gave Bell the experimental car this weekend. It was unbelievable how much off. Like, he was fast, but he couldn't. His long run speed was gone, dude. Like, he couldn't hang on for a damn on the long runs. It's unbelievable. And then, again, like every week last year, we have another loose freaking wheel, because this is a poor design freaking single lug wheel system, man. I'm convinced it's a poor design. There's no reason it should be happening week after week after week.
Yeah, but that wheel broke. It didn't have an inside lip on the wheel.
Well, that's what.
It's still whatever it is. It's still freaking falling off.
Yeah.
We had a whole year to fix it. Now we're going into year 2 and it's still doing the same
Year
thing.
3 now.
Year 3. Sorry, year 3.
It's unbelievable.
We had a whole 2 years to fix it.
Yeah, it's getting freaking ridiculous, man. Like, why? How many times with the 5 lug pattern did we see wheels falling off? It was rare. Freaking extremely rare. Now we have one just about every week now with the single lug. Why can't we redesign the whole system? Is it because the cars are too freaking heavy? I don't know. What is it? What is the problem? We need to fix this. This needs to be fixed now, because like we said last year, somebody is going to seriously get freaking hurt, and or worst case scenario, suffer the ultimate sacrifice behind the wheel of a race car. And a fan. Wait till a fan gets hurt by one of these flying freaking projectile tires, man. I'm just saying. It needs to be fixed. I'm over it.
Big Daddy.
I'm done. Big Daddy. Alrighty. And then, okay, here's the kicker, dude. This is the one I've been waiting to talk about. So, like I said with the truck race, I'm in the NSR chat watching this race with these boys. I don't remember who it was in the chat, but right after the Busher thing, there's another thing. I want you to talk about this too as well, Tom. During the Busher incident, I'll let Tom talk about that whole ordeal there with the wall patch. But during this red flag, or no, it was before the red flag even. There was like a caution or one of the restarts. I think it was after the bell wreck. There was a big black garbage bag chilling right there at the start finish line when they went back to green. So they ran the next stint. Next caution comes out with the Busher deal. They have a whole 20-minute red flag to fix the wall. They go back to green. Nobody picked up the garbage bag. And guess where it ends up? On Byron's nose. They people in the chat pointed it out. They're like, there's a damn bag on the track. I'm like, where? And then I saw it and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna surely pick that up. Nope. Nope. Sorry, dude. That thing's staying on the track till somebody collects it. BDN, man.
Byron couldn't win that race.
Yep. They ruined it for Byron. 100%. That was ridiculous. Of all people, it had to just land on the 24. Also, Tom, talk about this patch job or patchwork or professional welders here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
I don't know where NASCAR finds these people. Actually, I do know where they find these people. If you ever go to Mooresville, North Carolina, and you go down Byersville Road, there's this place called NASCAR Technical Institute. They have this small little 3-week welding class. And I'm pretty sure they just cherry pick from the worst fucking people there. Did you see that? Dude, it's like someone took a MIG welder out there and was like drawing smiley faces on the plate, not even welding the plate to the wall. I mean, it was like we were watching my 3-year-old out there just trying to figure out a MIG welder itself. I mean, there was big old burn marks everywhere. Did you see all the soot?
Oh man, it was bad.
I mean, look, I'm going to be the first one to say this. I am not in any way a professional welder. But boy, did I have a chuckle. I did.
I did too. That was hilarious. That dude probably stepped back and looked at it and was so damn proud of himself too.
That guy put his hands on his hips and was like, I'm getting steak tonight, boys. Fucking, with a smile on his face. And I can only say this because I took that class.
Oh,
I did.
Man.
I took that class.
That was great, man. Anyway, it was the Larson show. He wins stage 1. He wins stage 2. He wins the race. One more incident I want to talk about here is Corey freaking LaJoie. Corey freaking LaJoie. They talk about this dude 30 times during the Daytona 500, probably 40 times during the Atlanta race, another 25 times in this race. I am sick and tired of hearing about Corey freaking LaJoie. Corey LaJoie. And all they want to talk about. It doesn't matter if he's running third. It doesn't matter if he's running 23rd. They're going to have the Corey LaJoie cam. This guy goes into turn 1 and absolutely runs out of freaking talent, backs it into the wall. Typical freaking Corey LaJoie move. Unbelievable. I am so tired of hearing about this guy. This guy is a bulldozer. He does it. He is literally, I don't even know. He's Ross Chastain without the talent. That's all it is. I don't think there's any better way to put it. He's Carson Hocevar without the talent. That's all he is. Dumpster. Garbage. Doo-doo. Duh. L by NASCAR. If I have to hear he's going to win a race and make the playoffs this year one more freaking time, dude, I'm going to put my head through that wall. I am over it. I'm done.
That's a promise, not a threat.
A promise. Oh, man. So, yeah, that made my race, watching him wreck his car. I was glad. But they still talked about him about 3 more times after that. So that sucked. But Larson goes on to win. I called it. Told you guys Larson was going to win that race. Unbelievable. Also, give a shout out to Noah Gragson, which we'll talk about that here in a second. All right. Wait, is there anything else you want to add to the Cup race, Tom? I guess I kind of just glanced over that real quick. Is there anything you want to add?
No, not really. I wish they'd just take away the stage cautions.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway. My biggest takeaway, too, is like you said. But this race had a lot of comers and goers. I mean, I enjoyed that. Even, and it wasn't necessarily during the stage caution. It was during the racing action. Like, you saw guys restart at the front of the field, fade a little bit, and then get a little faster by the end of the run. But I think you're right. If we had no stage cautions in this race, it would have been a banger of strategy. It would have been interesting to see how Reddick could have matched Larson's strategy without the race. It's just Reddick had a long run car. We never had an opportunity for that to come into play. and it was so unfortunate. And it finally did at the end of the race, but the race was over. And you can't make a pass in 4 laps at Vegas. It takes 5 just to build a run big enough to get by somebody. So it is what it is. Stage cautions need to go. Oh, also, how did you enjoy the crank it up under yellow again for the second straight week?
Oh man, I just face palmed.
Oh, dude.
These guys don't know what the hell they're doing.
It's ridiculous. Unbelievable. I think there was like 8 commercial breaks during stage 2 alone. Stage 2 was 80 laps long. We got to our 7th one with like 8 to go, and I'm like, there's still enough time for another one. Like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it was bad. Alrighty. Driver of the week this week, nominees. I'm going to nominate Ryan Sieg, P7 in the Xfinity race. Had a fantastic race. Tom has been pretty high on this guy all off season as well. So that was awesome to see. Callum Ilott, P2 in the World Endurance Championship, not only for the race stints that he did, qualifying was amazing. The prologue was amazing. He had the pace, and he's a great, exceptional talent. They were so lucky to have him in WEC and not in IndyCar because he is a talent. And then also, old Lyle Gregson in his hometown race, and P6, dude. I wouldn't have put anything on that, dude. I wouldn't have put 50 cents on that bet, dude.
I mean, seriously, I was watching him come through the field, and I was like, this is not happening. They got something wrong with the transponder or something. This isn't the freaking 10 car. This is like the damn 22 car or something. And I sure shit look up at the screen, and it's freaking Lyle. And I'm like, what? What the heck is going on here? And he was making passes. He was making passes because he was quick. Holy crap. Did you expect that out of Haas? Did you expect that out of Gregson? No. I think every single one of his teammates finished outside of the top 20. And he finished 6th. Unbelievable.
Dude. Freaking Lyle, man. I didn't see that coming at all. That was unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
That was...
I was like, damn, dude, like the way he was flying through the field there at the end, he was like right up behind Chastain and Gibbs and somebody else. There was like the top 3 there at the end. Like, damn, dude, he can get to the top 3 here. Like, he might even catch a caution. He might have walking into a win here, dude. It was so cool to watch, man. And the best part about it, the post-race interview, guess who was the first one to come up and congratulate him? Ross Chastain. How the world comes full circle. Yeah, it was pretty damn cool, man. I thought it was super cool. Yeah.
I thought he'd be giving him a knuckle sandwich or something.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I think it's freaking dope, man. I think it's dope. I love it, dude. I love the drama. I love it. All right, now, Bonehead move of the week. We're going to give it to Mick Schumacher and Matty Campbell, both for their gravel rides in the WEC. Man, those guys turned into absolute gravel ride lawnmowers or whatever you want to say. It was impressive. Rallycross. And then, obviously, I'm nominating this guy. He's probably going to get it every week of the entire year. Freaking Corey, the dump truck LaJoy, man. This guy is an absolute clown. I'm over him, dude, so much, dude. We need to make a t-shirt that's like just a dump truck, and then it's freaking Corey LaJoy's number on the side, like we did with Blaney last year. Because he's not driving dump trucks like Blaney was. He is a dump truck.
We should just put his car on a shirt and then put, like, Super Drift Series logo above it.
He needs a cat sponsorship. Oh, that's great. All right. Now, so those polls will be up at the end of this podcast for you guys to vote on. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Alrighty. Cup Series points after this race. Kyle Larson shoots to the top of the point standings with 118. Blaney's P2, 8 points behind. And Truex is P3, 14 points behind Larson. We'll see how that continues to progress as we're heading to Phoenix this weekend, which is going to lead us into our next segment here. We're going to preview the races this weekend. We got ARCA, Xfinity, and Cup at Phoenix, the VP Challenge Series and the Indy NXT at St. Petersburg, and then F1 and F2 at Jeddah. Notable entries for this weekend. In the ARCA Series, we've got William Sawalich. He's back. He's going to be running some part-time racing for Joe Gibbs Racing in the number 18. Watch out for him. Grant Enfinger making a return to the ARCA Series in number 23 Joe Farr Machine, as well as Connor Mosack in the number 28 Pinnacle Machine, and then Sean Hingorani. He's back, dude. He's going to be driving in the number 61 Notori ARCA ride this weekend. Oh, man. In the Xfinity, we got William Byron in the Hendrick Motorsports number 17, John Hunter Nemechek in the number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Machine, and Corey Heim in the number 26 Sam Hunt Machine. Cup Series, Gralla back with Rick Rowe Racing in the 15, and Derek Kraus in the number 16 Colleague Ride. IndyCar, we got Jack Harvey in the number 18 Dale Coyne Racing Machine, and then Colin Braun in the number 51 Dale Coyne Rick Ware Racing Machine. Alrighty, it's time to make our picks. Friday night, the ARCA Series General Tire 150 at Phoenix. I'm going to take William Swalich to win this race. I'm taking the low-hanging fruit. Jesse Love's out of the equation. This guy should have won this race last year if it wasn't for freaking Connor Jones and all those other idiots in this race last year. William Swalich would have won this race. I think he gets redemption.
You sound like a Haley Deegan fan now.
I know. She would have won that race running in 20th if they didn't wreck her. Yeah.
She would have won that race in 38th if there wasn't anybody in front of her.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yes, William Swalich, he gets the job done this weekend. Redemption story for him. And then also for my dark horse, not a lot of people know who this guy is, but he is a West Coast guy. He's ran at my hometown track before in the ARCA West Series. He's makes a name in California, like Madera, Irwindale. So I pay attention to a lot of the West Coast guys. This is one of them. Trevor Huddleston. I'm going to take as my dark horse. I know his equipment's probably not going to be at near what these other guys are, but I think it'd be cool to see some West Coast guys getting some love here in the ARCA Series.
All right. For my favorite, you already know. We about to get right. It's going to be Enfinger this weekend in the ARCA Series. For all the obvious reasons. He's just a stud. That's one of the dudes who wakes up in the morning and just pisses excellence. Just nobody close to him. That's Enfinger. So, and then for my dark horse, I'm going to go with the one and only, the true, my childhood, Frankie Muniz.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I like it. Alrighty. For Formula 2, we're not going to make picks, except I'm going to say watch out for Zane Maloney. Let's see if that was a one-hit wonder, or let's see if he can actually back it up this weekend here at the Jeddah Sprint and Grand Prix weekend there for Formula 2. The VP Challenge Series, I'm not going to make any picks on that, but they've got 2 races this weekend, both on Saturday. They're actually back-to-back, which is kind of weird. Like, they're going to run a 45-minute race, take like an hour break, and then run another 45-minute race. So, keep your eyes very interesting this weekend to see who wins those races. Alrighty, the Xfinity Series. Bear with me, this name here at Phoenix. It's the call811.com, every dig, every time, 200. I don't know why that's the race name, but whatever. Like I said, I'm taking this guy every week until he finally gets into victory lane or I jinx the hell out of him. And I think I might have started last week. I'm just going to chalk that up to that was just a fluke accident there at Vegas. I'm taking Sheldon Creed. Again, for all the obvious reasons. It's my boy. My dark horse, just because of how impressed I've been at the start of this season for this guy, man. Tom has been pumping this guy for as long as we've been talking about Xfinity racing, honestly, for the years now. I'm a believer, man. He's going to win a race one of these days. He's going to have one career win by the end of his career. Why not this weekend? Ryan Sieg, man. Why not this weekend? He's going to win one eventually. It's a matter of freaking time.
For my favorites, I'm not going to share the love. I'm going to go Creed as well, just because I'm on the Creed train. We're all on the Creed train. We should all be on the Creed train. If you're not, you're probably a Haley Deegan fan. For my dark horse, I'm going to go with Jeb Burton. Why? Man, as much as it literally physically hurts me to say this, old Jordy Anderson Racing is actually doing very well. And I think that Jeb Burton, contrary to what we've seen this year already, is a better driver than Parker Retzlaff. And it's going to start here at Phoenix this weekend.
There you go. There you have it. Alrighty. Now, for the Indy NXT, it is back. The streets of St. Petersburg. I'm going to take the obvious here because he is definitely got to be the favorite for the championship. There's a handful of guys. This is probably the front runner. Nolan Siegel, man. He's got a year under his belt. He kind of learned a lot last year getting beat by his teammate Rasmussen. He did win a race there at Detroit and then really kind of showed his rookie colors by the end of the season, kind of tapered off in performance just a little bit, which cost him the championship. I think this year he's going to win the championship. He is your championship favorite. He's going to start the season off with a dub. Nolan Siegel. My dark horse coming out of the Andretti camp, going with James Rowe. This guy really found performance at the end of the year. I look back to his Portland performance. Maybe you could put an asterisk next to it because the top 6 guys got wrecked out on the first lap into the first corner. But he ended up getting a good performance there. Showed pace.
That was just a skill issue, though.
Yeah.
For those top 6 guys, they need to get good.
Yeah, I agree. So James Rowe, watch out for James Rowe. I think being another year in Indy NXT, he's going to be one of those 4 guys that I'm saying are guys to watch out for this year. But he's still a dark horse because he hasn't won races yet. So I'll throw him on my list.
All right, for my favorite, for the Indy NXT, it's going to be none other than Louis Foster. I still think that the performance he put on in qualifying at Detroit is one for the history books, Hall of Famer. You can't deny that. I can't deny it. He just had a bad rest of the season after that. After getting dumped into turn 1 on the green flag. But anyways, my dark horse, just because to prove I'm not a chauvinist and I actually care and I really don't like Haley Deegan fans and I don't like what AM Racing did to Brett Moffitt, I'm going to go with Chadwick because it should be her breakout year.
Yeah, I like your picks, man. I like your picks. It's going to be the NXT this year is going to be really interesting because we saw a lot of the top guys move away to either IndyCar, F2, F3, right out of Indy NXT. It's going to be interesting to see who surfaces to the top. And it all starts this weekend at St. Pete, so it'll be interesting to see. Alrighty, Sunday. I'm so excited, dude.
I am too.
I am over the moon right now. I've been looking forward to this for months now. IndyCar is back. We got the IndyCar Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. I'm not gonna take the low-hanging fruit. My brain says Pelot, but my heart says Scotty McLaughlin. I'm doing it. I'm going with my heart. I'm putting it all out on the table. I said at the beginning of this year, my bold prediction was Scott McLaughlin was going to win the IndyCar Championship this year. It's a street course. We saw how fast he was here last year. I think Scott McLaughlin, the street course master himself, is going to pull a freaking performance that's of the ages. Penske is on an absolute freaking roll in motorsports right now. It's undeniable, and it's going to translate to IndyCar season opener. Scotty McLaughlin, our hero, the Aussie invasion. He's going to get it done here in IndyCar this weekend. I am so excited. My dark horse. I was super high on this guy all year last year. If you paid attention to anything IndyCar talk last year, this guy only ran the road and street courses last year for Ganassi. He's back full time this year. This guy is going to shock people. He was getting runs last year or like finishes last year that you just looked at the end of the race and you're like, man, I didn't see him all day long because he was just so consistent. He didn't make any mistakes. And then he ends up with a top 7, top 8, you know. Watch out for Marcus Armstrong this year. He is going to shock the world. He's going to compete for race wins this year, I believe.
All right. So in lieu of what Jay said, my first pick for this weekend would have been Marcus Ericsson because of how fast he was here last year. Just a well-rounded, very good driver. But what do we see this year? He's switching teams. It's going to Andretti. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Okay? I feel like if it's anybody that can come in and turn Andretti around, it's Ericsson. But I don't think it's going to start right away. I think it's going to be a little bit of a time lapse before we see Andretti actually, getting good again through Ericsson. So, but with that being said, I'm not going to choose Ericsson. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit because hello, we're going to win the championship this year. Baby. All right, for my dark horse, I don't know. Can we consider this a dark horse?
Who do you got?
Well, it's the one guy that I chose dark horse all year last year until after he won a race, and then he was my favorite for the rest of the year.
Oh, Christian Lundgaard. I would still say he's a dark horse.
Okay, well,
I would
good,
still,
because I wasn't going to change
it's Ray Hall Letterman land. At the end of the day.
All right. So I'm going Christian Lundgaard because, that's just he is my driver to watch for most improved this year, and I think he does get better. I really do. I think that we find Lundgaard winning a couple races this year, not on strategy, on pure speed. I do think he is the number one driver in that Ray Hall camp. I don't know what the heck they were thinking getting Pietro Fittipaldi over here, but or not retiring Ray Hall, Graham. But Lundgaard definitely P1 driver in that camp. But yeah, he'll be one I'm watching all year long for sure.
I think he's a future IndyCar champion. I do. I believe it.
Not with,
it might not be
with Ray Hall.
Not with Ray Hall, but he will get picked up by a Ganassi someday, or even a Penske. You know, he's going to be a future IndyCar champion. It might not be for another 5 more years, but he's only 21. Yeah. We got lots of time.
Yeah.
Alrighty, it's time to do it. The F1 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I'm just, like I said, man, I'm not gonna take the low hanging fruit. My brain tells me Verstappen. My heart tells me Verstappen. The internet tells me Verstappen. My eyes tell me Verstappen. My taste tells me Verstappen. My smell tells me Verstappen. My hearing tells me Verstappen. But I'm going Perez this weekend. He won this race last year. And like Tom said at the beginning, Perez is going to start this year off just like he did last year. He's going to be like looking like a championship contender. Like he's going to run with Verstappen. And I think if it's a street course in the early parts of this year, look out for Perez. I think you could take him here. I think you could take him at Baku. Watch out for Perez this weekend. I think he gets the job done. I think he shocks the world. I think he does. I don't know. I'm going on a whim. I'm probably looking like an idiot to everybody on the internet right now, but I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm taking it. All right. And then for my dark horse, I don't think McLaren really showed their potential last weekend. And it's not going to be your golden boy, your pony boy of Lando Norris. I'm going to take Piastri because I think Piastri is a much better race car driver than Lando Norris. And I think he's going to prove it a lot this year. And I think when you're looking at the end of this board, I'm going to say it like I said with Ocon last week. I'm probably looking like an idiot again. But I think when you look at the final standings, you're going to see Piastri in that 6th position or maybe a little better by the end of this race.
Yeah, I'm taking the low-hanging fruit. I'm going with Verstappen. I mean, one of us got to take it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I haven't taken Verstappen at all this year so far. I think Leclerc. I take Perez.
All right, for my dark horse, I'm going to go with Alexander Albon. Just because he's a miracle worker.
Yes.
And that's it. Honestly. I was really tempted to take Joe, but it could be a one-off deal there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really holding my breath on Sauber. You know, I don't know. Or I'm not holding my breath on Sauber. That's what I mean. Yeah. All right. Formula 1 Fantasy. For this weekend, I've got Verstappen, Ricciardo, Stroll, Bottas, Albon. Those drivers I feel like are some of the better to fit, and they all fit my budget, so that's my 5-driver lineup right there.
So my team, I just took Verstappen, and then I just kind of built around it, because he's so damn expensive. But I got Joe, Albon, Ocon, and Stroll.
There you go. There you have it. I like how we both picked Stroll, and I think we talked about this off stream because Stroll or Aston Martin and Jeddah last year, it looked like their race to win. Like Fernando was top 3 all race long. Even Stroll was running pretty decent in this race. I think that's a good budget driver to take an Aston in this weekend's race. And then for manufacturers, I've got Red Bull and Sauber. I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna ride the Sauber train until the wagon wheels fall off. I think I'm gonna ride it for a little while.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Red Bull and Williams. Yeah. I sincerely have no hope for Logan Sargent, but Albon's going to save that team.
Yeah. There you go. That's our Formula One fantasy. Now, our predictions for this weekend's Cup race: the Shriner Children's 500 kilometer at Phoenix. Who did?
Tell me we can't use freedom units?
I know. Well, I guess 312 doesn't sound as cool as 500, you know. So.
Yeah. Okay. Communists.
It's BDN, man. What can you expect? Alrighty. So, who won this race to end the last season? Wasn't your champion. Wasn't your champion at all. Who's the guy? What manufacturers won every race so far this year? Chevrolet.
Gabriel.
Who's the driver that made two tires work at the end of last week's Las Vegas race when everybody around me told me that it was going to work, and I literally told everybody, nope, there's no way he's going to hold on for 25 laps on two tires, and he did. He is an amazing driver. He's maturing in a lot of ways, and I think last weekend showed it in a way too, with being the first one to congratulate Gregson. I love that aspect. Chastain, I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer. I think Chastain, he has had a phenomenal freaking start to this year. I mean, the points might not reflect it, but he has been in the front of every single one of these races this year at the end. Chastain, Watermelon Man gets the job done here this weekend in Phoenix. My dark horse, I'm a believer now, dude. I don't know, man. If he could do what he did last weekend again and replicate it, what's one track you look at for Stewart-Haas Racing to do good at? Phoenix, Martinsville, and New Hampshire. What do they all have in common? They're all flat, short tracks. This is a track that I see Stewart-Haas doing good at. I think that this guy's going to lead the Ford banner this weekend. Well, minus Blaney. I'm taking Gregson. I think Gregson is going to back up that performance he had at Vegas. I think he's going to prove to people he's in such a hole in the points, man. He just finally got out of the negatives. I think he's going to build on it. I think he's going to start climbing up the point standings, and he is going to prove why he deserved this ride. He's on a redemption tour, baby. We saw it with Larson. He's on a redemption tour, baby. We saw it with Busch kind of last year. Watch out for Gregson this year. I'm a believer now, man.
All right. For my favorite, I mean, he's my favorite driver. And he had such a great run at Phoenix last year. Won the race. And I'm going to go with Chastain. Like you said, that two-tire call at the end of the race, the balls on that man, holy cow, and made it work. Unbelievable, first off. And second off, Chastain just has that driver mentality, never give up, and he never does, even if something goes wrong. And he's always willing to try something, you know? We're going to see that in Phoenix. We're going to see another 2023 Spring Phoenix-esque race again this weekend, where, you know, Rodney Childers screwed it all up for Kevin Harvick. We're going to see something like that again. So, but I think Chastain's going to be the one to capitalize on that. For my dark horse, I'm going to do it. All right? And it's because I think this guy sucks so freaking bad, a top 15 would be the greatest thing in the world. It would be, you couldn't even argue lack of talent because this man found himself in the top 15. All right? With the best team on the whole circuit, the best pit crew, the best manager, the best crew chief, Chase Elliott. That's my dark horse.
Oh, man. The next Dell Jr., the next redneck Jesus right here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. There you go. Those are our picks for this weekend. Now, our fantasy lineup, I'm going to take my 5 drivers are going to be Larson, Chastain, Blaney, Bell, Busch. I don't think I need to explain any of it.
Ours is actually very similar, but I've got Blaney, Larson, Bell, Byron, and Chastain.
There you go. Yeah, that's very similar. What you said, Byron. I took Byron out for Busch, so yeah, basically. Yeah. There you go. Alrighty, and then when it comes to the driver lineup matchups this weekend, we got Chastain versus Blaney. Taking Chastain because he's gonna win the race. That's just all. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep, exactly the same.
And then we got Hamlin and Elliott. I'm taking Hamlin over Elliott. Like a lot of the things Tom just said, garbage, doo-doo, dumpster fire. Hamlin is much better, even though my opinions of Hamlin and him never winning a championship. Hamlin's going to do better this week.
Yeah, same. Yep, same. There's a reason why I chose him as a dark horse, because he's no longer a favorite among anybody.
You're not wrong. Alrighty, and then we have Kyle Busch versus Bell. I'm going to take Busch just because I put him on my fantasy lineup. I think Busch is going to do better than Bell this weekend, even though I got them both on my lineup. I was splitting hairs, but Busch has really impressed me this season. Really has.
Yeah, I think this is a really good matchup, actually, because Bell has had some not good races to start this year, and Busch has had some pretty decent runs. I mean, really good runs, actually. Really good runs. But I'm going to go with Bell this weekend because of the performance that happened at Phoenix last fall before the tire failure.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good pick. And then the next matchup is Ty Gibbs and Alex Bowman. I'm going Gibbs. Bowman just is terrible at any type of short track, so that's just an easy one for me. And Gibbs is gonna win freaking races this year. Telling you, he's gonna win 2-3 by the end of this year. Watch out for Gibbs.
Yep.
He is just he's the next thing, man.
Yeah, everything Jay just said, I agree with as well. And it's a shame too, because Larson and Byron are so damn fast.
I know. It's unbelievable.
and the 9 car can't do it either. It's almost like, never mind. So I'm gonna choose Ty Gibbs over Bowman for this weekend as well.
Well, to that point though, that's been Hendrick's MO forever though. Like it's always been 2 cars are good, 2 cars are bad at Hendrick. It's always been that way. Like even when
Except when Mark Martin was driving.
That was the only time. That was the only time in the history of Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, but then they went and hired a mediocre driver in Casey Kane. I mean, let's be honest.
Dale
Casey
Jr.?
Kane wasn't impressive. Yeah, but Dale Jr. brought the sales.
That's true. Well, Elliott's bringing the sales.
Well, the next Dale Jr., right?
He is. I mean, he is. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There it is. That's basically most of the podcast. We're going to end this podcast off tonight, though, with the Dega games. We're going to talk about it because exactly 6 weeks from today, I'll be in Georgia. We're going to be doing our first competition. So we've talked about the Dega games a little bit on the channel. I'll say some stuff and I'll pass off to Tom to talk about some stuff. But Dega games. We are the Dega boys. We annually go to Talladega every year. This year, our good buddies, our good friends over there at the King of Camel, awesome dudes, Nate and Ryan. They run an awesome shop. They do gun customizations, sell guns. They got their own YouTube channel. They make a lot of funny skits, unbelievable stuff. The gun that Tom has in his background was done by the King of Camel themselves. They do amazing freaking work, man. If you live, what is the town in Georgia, Tom?
Oh, it's a terrible town name. I'm not gonna lie. I almost feel violated saying it, but it's called Cumming.
Okay, there it is. If you live near Cumming, Georgia.
Exactly how you think it's spelled. It's spelled that way.
If you live near and or around Cumming, Georgia, go check out their shop. Look them up on the Google. Go pull up the Google Maps. Look up King and Camo. Go give them a visit. Go check out some of the stuff they do. Awesome dudes. Awesome dudes. You can go subscribe to their YouTube channel. They've got amazing content on there. If you love firearms or you love funny dudes, man. They're so laid back. They're so chill. They come up with some of the funniest skits. I mean, I'll die laughing sitting here watching them. I don't know, man. They're freaking hilarious. I'll fall out of my chair. They're funny dudes, man. I love their content. So if you live anywhere near Cumming, Georgia, go check them out or go follow their YouTube channel. They're awesome dudes. But for the Dega games, it's going to be a 7-day long competition. We're gonna fly in, or me and Jared. You've seen Jared on the channel before. We're gonna be flying in on Monday night down to Tom's place. And then on Tuesday morning, we are going to, is it the Atlanta Motorsports Park? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
there we go. We're going to the Atlanta Motorsports Park. We're going to have a go-kart race between the King of Camo and us. Me and Tom, hashtag Team Dega Boys. We're gonna put the beat down on that day. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to get there to do that go-kart race that day. We're going to be doing race for lap time, racing against each other, accumulating points for this week-long battle for the Dega Games. And then, Tom, talk about what we're doing on Wednesday.
All right, on Wednesday, we're going to go to the range, actually. And we're going to have a shooting competition. And it's going to be as official as you can get it. All right, so we're going to be doing some cool stuff in the pistol pit. We're going to be doing some skeet shooting. We're going to be doing 3-gun competitions. We're going to be doing 100, 200, 300-yard shooting competitions, all with optics and with no optics as well, so iron sights. And in fact, talking about that right now, next Tuesday, I'm going to go with the King of Camo, and we're going to go to a shooting competition to give you guys kind of a preview into what that range day might look like. Because I'm going to smoke them, dude. Jay, you got to start practicing.
I know. I was saying, I feel like we're going to do pretty good on the go-kart side of things, but I mean, they're going to have to carry me there on Wednesday. So that will be our first 2 days of competitions, accumulating points. One of them to be kind of in our favor, one of them to be in the King Camo's favor. A little bit of a mixed competition there. Nate, though, is not no slouch in the go-kart. He's an iRacer himself, so he's going to put up a good fight there in the go-kart. It's going to be good to watch. But then, Thursday morning, we're going to be packing up the whole caravan, the whole gang-a-lang. We're going to roll down to Alabama for Talladega weekend, race weekend. Set everything up there on Thursday. We have so many different games included here. We're going to be doing some cornhole competitions. We're going to be doing maybe some beer pong competitions, some chug and dash competitions. We got a dazed and confused competition. That's going to be absolutely hilarious.
It's loaded.
It's loaded. We're going to have a costume contest. We got costumes picked out. We're going to be doing that. Just having a good time at Talladega, watching the race. We're going to do some podcasts, bunch of live vlogs there. We got camera guys on their side, our side. We're going to be covering all the footage. You're going to have tons of footage for you guys to see. A lot of it on YouTube, and a lot of it is going to go on our Patreon as well. So make sure to subscribe to our Patreon. You're going to get so much exclusive, non-YouTube friendly content there on our Patreon as well. It's going to be great. And then Monday morning, we're packing up. We're done. And we're going to do our podium celebration to celebrate the winners of the inaugural Dega Games competition. Unbelievable. I can't wait. Anything else I missed or you want to add here, Tom?
No. Yeah. There's going to be a lot going on. I mean, there's going to be so much content. It's going to be ridiculous. It really is. And yeah, it's going to start next week with the shooting competition. I'm already two-time back-to-back champion against Ryan Matheson, so I'm calling you out.
Yeah, Ryan went with us to Talladega last year, and he had a great time. We had a great time hanging out with Ryan. Now he's over there at the King Camo with Nate, and they're going to be joining us for the Dega Games. Also, to note, there is a bunch of NSR drivers that are going to be there at Talladega this year as well. So come and visit. If you're going to Talladega, come say hi to the King Camo. Come say hi to the Dega boys. Come meet your favorite Nexus Sim Racing iRacer that you watch on a weekly basis. Go meet him, man. Meet him in person. It'll be a great time. Come hang out with us. The party will be there. We're in between what? Geico Blue, off of turn 2?
1 and 2.
Yeah. So you can't miss us. We'll be there, loud and energetic and having a good time. And come talk to us. Don't be shy. We love you guys, man. We just want to talk to everybody. We're pretty humble, sociable guys, I would say, right? we might not like your favorite driver, but that's all right. Alrighty, I think that's it, Tom. Let's end this podcast up for tonight. Make sure to go follow us on X. Go follow us on Patreon, like I mentioned. Go follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and also we got a new platform. We got Instagram. I got a little bit of help from a couple guys through the Next Sim Racing, PSCRL Sim Racing. They do really good stuff with photos and stuff, helping me out with this Instagram. So go check that out. Go follow us on there. We're trying to grow on all these different platforms and get better and bigger content for you guys here in the future. Also, go check out our spread shop. We got a lot of new content on there. Holy cow. We've got some new Andy J shirts, some Andy Jesus shirts. It's great. I love it. We got some a bunch of different stuff on there. We got more content to come as well. We're always coming up with great merch item ideas. And if you guys have any ideas or something you would be interested in buying, let us know. We can make that happen. So we're always evolving that merch shop. Also on there as well, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary on Sunday, and we have Stephen Doughton made us this awesome 1 year anniversary logo. So there is 1 year Dega Boy anniversary merch on the spread shop right now. So go get your Dega Boy anniversary t-shirt now. It's great. Also, here, what is it? Let's Go Brandon, Shake and Bake, Alabama, Bama Man, Stephen Doughton t-shirts.
Yeah,
it's from our Fox project. It's a cool t-shirt. Rep that. If you wear that at Talladega, we know who you are. It's a real OG right there. Also, we will be back next week for another episode of the podcast. Tom, what kind of iRaces do we have this week?
Oh man. All right, so we're off for Thursday. Okay, I know that. Let's see. Yes. What day is it? The 5th? Okay. No, we're not off Thursday.
No,
Sorry.
we are not.
No. NSR tomorrow is Trucks at Auto Club, which is always a phenomenal race at Auto Club. Anytime, anywhere. Auto Club is amazing, so make sure you guys go out to that. Thursday, we're with the Backmarkers Racing League, the Xfinity cars at North Wilkesboro. That's going to be phenomenal. The PSCRL Truck Series, they're at Atlanta, and it's New Atlanta, I believe.
It'll be great. Next sim racing always puts on a good show, so we'll be fine.
Well, that's PSCRL.
Oh, PSCRL. No, they always put on a good show too. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great racing here on this channel.
Rip old Atlanta.
Yeah, rip old.
And then Sunday we're off. We're not going sports car racing. Monday, though, we do have some NSR racing with the Indy cars at Auto Club. Auto Club again. Phenomenal race. And then we'll be back for the podcast.
Well, there you have it. Lots of iRacing to look forward to this week. 4 different series over the next 6 days. So, yeah, make sure to stay tuned. It'll be great. It'll be great action. Also, shout out to our members on our YouTube channel. We got Dallas Seward. He's kind of joining us up on the iRacing broadcast side of things recently. Joining us on a lot of podcast watch parties over the last year. Just an awesome channel supporter. Also, Jimmy Six Time or Josh Kreider. He is one of the heads over there at the PSCRL Truck Series League. Huge supporter of our channel. Helps us out a ton. He is such an awesome dude. Got some great content there. Really down-to-earth person to talk to. He's always got some good stuff to bring to the YouTube channel as well. So
hey, I'm really sorry to bother you right now, but did you see that Callum Ilott is racing in St. Petersburg this weekend?
Really? Wow, I did not see that.
David Malukas. Malukas is not racing this weekend.
Yeah, he's out for like 6 weeks. But yeah, I should have mentioned that. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. I'm glad you brought that up. So, yes.
My bad.
I would have almost taken him as my dark horse now. Dang it. I like Callum Ilott a lot. I like Malukas as well, but it's unfortunate he had that surgery, so he's out for 6 weeks. I completely spaced that, Tom. Thanks for bringing that up here at the end. Also, one more member here on the channel. We have Stephen Doughton. He is also the head over there at the NSR League. He is a member of our channel now, next to Sim Racing. So we appreciate Stephen with everything he's done. Not only giving us our opportunity to be here and celebrate our 1 year anniversary with you guys, he made the logo for us. He does, thousands of hours worth of work into this league. He is bringing drivers in, testing new cars. Unbelievable the amount of work he does. Logos, organizing all these events. He building the SDK for us to be able to use those overlays. He is an absolute saint. Absolutely saving our bacon so many times. Great dude, wholesome dude. We got to bring him on a podcast one of these days. He's got some great racing topics to talk about. So
yeah, he does.
We got to bring him on.
He's a member too.
Yes.
Come on, Steven.
Come on, Steven. He might not be listening tonight because I think that they've got this new. Well, I don't think. I know they do. They got this new iRacing update.
Yeah.
So he's over there doing his due diligence, doing all the hard work for everybody, for us to all go into. He's the one that builds a sandbox for us to all go play in, and it's great.
Yeah, that's right.
He does all the hard work. So thank you, Steven, so much. Also, I think that's it, man. I think that's it for this week. Excited for some IndyCar racing is back. Got Formula One again here at Jeddah, and NASCAR's at Phoenix. We're finally into the stretch of the season where we're away from all of the shenanigans and the not so racetracks. So yeah, a lot of drama this week. New segment, unbelievable. And yeah, we will catch you guys this week with some broadcasts, and then we'll be back again next week for the episode 60 of the Full Send Half Mast podcast. But for tonight, this has been it. We will see you all in the next one.
We're the hub for motorsports. If you love racing, this is the place to be. Collier goes into turn one. Foxy wall rides!
He chest-aimed it! He's still chest-aiming it!
He's gonna do it. He can coast from here if he had to. It's unbelievable. Chris Steves, the gambler, off of turn 4 for the final time.
He does it!
He's gonna
Holy
win.
cow!
He's gonna do it through turns 3, off of turn 4. Redemption for the Iceman, Jamie Knopf. Your Nexus 499 champion is Garrett Gusso.
Garrett
He is the
Gusso!
winner of the 499. Garrett Gusso, you are immortal. But it was a tie. It was a tie. Unbelievable. It was 1/millionth of a second. And now we're still side by side. Oh, contact is made. Hill is sideways. Does he save it? Does he save it? He's still sideways. He saves it. Still drifted to the center.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
How did he save that?
Now these good ridders get by him here through the dog leg. He's not going to get there. That's not going to hurt him too
Oh
bad.
no, don't do that! As he gets into the lap car, we just saw Kevin LePage. Oh my gosh!
It looks like Kreider's going to continue to lead. Oh, as Williams is sideways. Big crash in the back. As it looks like Kreider's going to get turned out Underwood.
The 72.
72. Gaston wins. Into turn 3. Henderson on the bottom. Sisson on the outside. Contact might have been made. Here comes Tim Henderson. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to get it? They're still side by side. It's going to be Cessna wins it at the line. Unbelievable finish.
Down on the way outside, hitting the jumps on there. Oh, they're making contact. The 74, the 09. The 09 is way out in the bonies. And they're looking, the 62's looking to the inside. We're side by side now. The engine corner doesn't disappoint. James Pierce is in the wall. Logan is leading this race. 99 fighting very hard on the inside. Contact is made. The 99 gets dumped. The leader's wreck.
To take the dub, his first win in the National Tour 5 Flags, George Oaks. Taylor Shogas in the bumper business.
Oh, they wreck each other. It's the teammates. Oh my God. These guys. Oh, there comes Tim Henderson in it.
Show around.
Oh no, Steven's on the ground. Oh no, Steven. What happened?
Here comes Tim Henderson up on the outside. He grabs some wall. No. Coming to get the checker. First win of the season. Stephen Dowden as they wreck across the line. Incredible finish.
Truly appreciate everybody. We love you guys. This has been Thomas and Jay in the booth, and we'll see y'all in the next one.